Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Robot Spirits, and we have the Hyper God Gundam. And this is an exclusive, as you can see, with a shipper box, as well as the monochrome colored box here. Yep. I got mine from Tatsu Hobby. I don't think this is listed in their web store, but you can always inquire about it either through their email info@tatsuhobby.com, or you can check or click the contact us inquiry on their web store, which I'll provide the link down below. Yeah. Now this is an exclusive. It is a bit expensive, as most of you can guess. Typically, exclusives for Robot Damacy line is double the normal price. Yeah, it's exclusive. Anyways, when I pre-ordered this one, I was really excited, and when I finally got the regular God Gundam, I was a little bit disappointed with this one, just slightly. It's great overall, articulation wise, but certain joints like this one here, and I find certain parts of it just a bit loose, and it kind of hold me back. And knowing that it's just gonna be a repaint, I was gonna hold back of or getting excited for the Hyper God Gundam. But I pulled through. You never know, it might be great, right? Well, actually it is great. And that's what we're gonna go over in this review. So pretty much, here's the box art, here's the back, and he does have that awesome cool gimmick, the Sekiha Tenkyoken fireball right here, which you're not gonna get on the normal version. But for the most part, in terms of everything else, it's gonna be the same gimmick. With the hands, with that the circular fire, or the aura thing on the back. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Alright, here we go. Just a quick comparison. Again, for the most part, it's gonna be the same molding, and it wouldn't make sense to have it different otherwise. And it looks great. That gold, and has that slightish yellow, green, gold as well. Kind of reminds me of the, what was that form for Genetic Gaugiger. It's kind of like the hyper mode as well. Yeah, really cool. And now let's put this aside here. And the best thing about this one, and this is my first time experiencing it on a Robot Damacy, it has a lot of clear parts. And as you can see from the wings here, it's somewhat translucent. Even on the front skirt here, it does the same thing. And from what I gathered, this whole thing is a lot of clear plastic, and they've painted it with the gold. And that is just amazing. Really nice. I really like it. There are a few things that are a bit off. Obviously, the joints are not going to be in that gold color. I wish it is, but if they painted on that one, it's a joint. It's going to chip off. The reason why they try to get it as close as possible to that color. I mean, you got this brownish color, somewhat a matte gold. And it's all throughout, but it kind of blends well. In the back joint here, it kind of blends well with the gold that they have, so it's nice. It's not too bad. Really cool. Anyways, that's about it in terms of the color scheme, and let's take a look at the articulation. Articulation wise, it's gonna be the same as the robot or the regular version of this, but we'll go over it again. You can look down, look up, side to side. So neck articulation is fairly good. Now you have the shoulder armor here, which you can rotate around, move this up, down. You get the swivel there, elbow bend. I like that orange on the claws there, really cool. Got the wrist swivel. You got the torso. You can do a little bit of up crunch, look back, you can swivel, move side to side a little bit. You got the backpack here that you can move up. You got the individual wings here. There we go. And Even the thrusters here, you can move a little bit. So that's nice. You got the back skirt here. It does kind of get in the way sometimes, but there is a tab underneath which should lock it in place. There we go. But you do have the freedom to move it side to side depending on what pose you're going for. You got the side skirt here. You have a swiveling holster here for the beam sabers, or the beam saber hilts. Front skirts, there we go. You got the waist area, the tie. You can move forward, back. You have the swivel. You get the knee bend. If you press this too much, well, I think maybe haven't here, this will pop off. There is a ball joint there which allows you to swivel this way. It is a bit of an odd articulation, and I think a lot of people didn't really like that, but I don't mind. Certain angle, like if you want to do it this way when he's stopping, or just a different angle pose, a little bit of it is good to have, but not a whole lot. Like if you're doing this, it's just an odd pose right there. But as you can see, fairly good knee bend right there. Really nice. I kind of wish this one does move along here like a separate knee joint, but that may be a little too much for Robot Damacy line. And there we go. But that's easily, you can pop this back in. There we go. Let me get this. And everything's just falling apart. Well, sometimes the joint is a bit tight, and that's probably why. Moving on, you have the ankle joint here, which you can fairly move it all the way down, which is good. You have the swivel here. I kind of wish it goes down a little bit more. Your shin guards. And you can tilt this for side poses, but not the back side. So in certain ways, it's a little bit limited, but that's kind of like within the realm of Robot Damacy articulation. Yeah, overall, this articulation is really great. He is one of the most, well, in terms of the Robot Damacy, the God Gundam, and even the Shining, have the best articulation so far. And there we go. Again, really great figure. Alright, for accessories, we're going to go ahead and swap this out. I'm going to go over the hands and the accessory that goes along with them. So when you are swapping them, highly recommend to remove the arm guards. Just pop them off quite easily. Pop off the hands right here. It does have a extendable wrist, so be careful when you're putting a joint or a new hand in. Make sure you push it all the way back, because if you leave that extended, you might end up to move that on one direction and it might end up snapping it as you put effort pushing that in. So here we go, that's the other side. So we have the closed fist, a pair of that. You also have a pair for holding the beam saber hilts, and that's what I'm doing right here. There we go. After you're done with that one, we'll grab this hilts. They're nicely painted in gold. So far the paint is holding well. When you put it here or even on the hand, it has not chipped yet. Even this one is clear plastic. I can see the translucence of the paint. Just slide it in, maybe halfway. There we go. Same thing on with this side. Push it all the way in. There we go. And just take your time. It is a thin plastic. And put this back on here. And that is the wrong side. There we go. Now for the effect parts, we have two blades. Now this blade is really cool. You got the pink and it translucents to clear. So that's a really cool gimmick, and I kind of want this type of design now. I like this. Usually they have pink with silver highlights on the pink, and when you hit the light on it, it kind of reflects. But this one, you actually have translucent there, and it's a cool gimmick. Again, this particular robot Damashi is unique, having that clear parts. Actually, clear parts, I'm kind of scared of clear parts. In mold kits, they tend to be very brittle and fragile. So far, I have no issues with this figure. And this looks great. That beam sabers. Really cool. And now with the articulation, I think I forgot to mention this, you can swivel this forward. And you can really have a good reach with that shoulder. There we go. And you can have this pose where he's about to slash someone with two blades. There we go. Really nice. And that's that. Let's move on to the next one. The next part, this particular hand gesture here, you do have a pair of that. And here we go. You got that the post there, right there. It does have that little notch there to allow the joint to be pushed back. So that's really cool gimmick. Simple, and it works quite well. And you can do a lot of this. You can use it for karate chop, or just different poses with this. And I think Master Asia uses this a lot more, or the Master Gundam. There we go. The next pair of hands is this one, and there's different poses you can do with this one as well. And also you can remove this arm guard and replace it with this one, which is kind of like the open one. And usually use this during the burning fingers, or God fingers. Again, God Gundam is also burning Gundam. And there we go. It does have that wrist thing here as well, which allows you to bend it backwards, but you are limited with this arm guard. But you do have that. And actually you have this, and you also have a pair for using this one. So probably this is for the God fingers. But for this one, I want to show it that you have this effect part, which is the Sekiha Tenkyoken, the energy fireball. So you can have a peg connection. You're using your Tamashi stand here, which is not provided. You have to buy it separately. There we go. And you can have pose him. You probably need another stand and have that pose. Or if you want to have him kind of like Goku, where you have this in the kind of like his core, it's gonna be a little hard to maybe this way. But if you don't want to have a stand in front of him, you can always use Blue Tack. Blue Tack is your friend. I always use this a lot. And I'm just gonna basically use it on that part there. Here we go. Gonna have it over here. And this is, for the most part, good for just one shot. I don't think the Blue Tack will hold it for so long, but if you want to just have him or pose him in a certain way, take your photo. There we go. And yeah, so it's a great way to just have it in that pose before it falls down. And I did swap that out, and you can also swap out the chest, torso. Kind of reveals. Now I'm not too familiar with G Gundam series. I've watched a bit of it, and it's been a while. But this is kind of like the core, and actually I think his emblem, the King of Hearts, is shown there as well. Kind of like the back of his head. But you do have that swappable piece. Really nice. You get that really great metallic red at the core. And there you go. Burning finger. Right, so basically the last effect is this one, kind of like similar to God. And actually, when I put this on while playing around with this, it got scratched, and that kind of scared me. I didn't realize there's actually a clear plastic that goes around here that you can take off. So when it does get scratched, it's probably this plastic thing which you can peel off on one side. Although I did leave me some kind of white residue there. I'm not sure if the plastic got yeah. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna mount this thing on. You have this connector part here, which goes like so, and you have this connector part here. Let's connect it, and you have these two tabs and the back connection for the base. But this is mounted on the back side of the thruster, or the backpack actually, and just gonna mount it there. Probably there we go. Right, so we have the in that position. It's really nice, especially when the light hits it. Here we go. And let's mount it on the action base. So when you put this on here, make sure to hold it from the top part of the backpack. Otherwise, you might end up sliding the whole backpack out. And there we go. Now you gotta play around with your lights. I have two lamps, as you can see there. It's a little bit tricky taking a picture of this, especially all the gold. But yeah, this works out quite well. Or actually, let me see if I can shine a light on the back side here. Yeah, you gotta play with the light. There we go. Something like that. But yeah, this is a really great figure. I highly recommend getting it. It's just unique enough. You have clear parts. That's the first time I'm experiencing that, having the majority of the figure clear parts, and they put it on top of that, and it works well. I like the effect parts, or I like the effect that comes with it. Really cool. And I think they're doing the same thing for Master Gundam, the Hyper Mode, and that'll be interesting too. I cannot wait. Anyways, that's about it for the review for the Hyper God Gundam. And again, highly recommend getting it. It is a bit pricey since it's an exclusive, but definitely worth checking out. Anyways, that's about it for the review. Again, I got my from Tatsu Hobby. If you have any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.